In 2017, I got my 2013 MacBook Air as a hand-me-down from my sister. In 2018, I bought a 2015 MacBook Pro as an upgrade to my 2013 MacBook Air. Now here in 2019, I got this 2017 MacBook Pro as yet another hand-me-down from my cousin. But my question is a 2017 MacBook Pro actually still worth it in 2019? Well, let's find out. In 2016, Apple went from the amazing design of the older style Retina MacBook Pros with all the ports you would need with something much worse. Going from an amazing keyboard that would almost never die on you and was the best in the business with something much worse. Okay, but in all seriousness, the 2017 MacBook Pro is really just that yearly spec bump from the 2016 MacBook Pro with a 7th gen Intel CPU with a 2nd gen butterfly switch keyboard, better graphics, but keeping the overall design and look the same. But the question is a 2017 MacBook Pro actually worth it in 2019? Starting out with the design of the MacBook Pro, Apple still makes the literal best built laptops on the market, and this is a perfect example of it, with a well built stiff aluminum chassis, a screen that has virtually almost no flex at all, and even though this is a very thin laptop, this is still a very sturdy laptop, and the overall weight of this MacBook is just over 3 pounds. Moving on to the internals, this MacBook uses the 2nd generation butterfly switch keyboard, and actually just after typing on it for just a couple of days, I actually got pretty used to it and started to enjoy using this keyboard. Now granted, the key travel on this thing is next to nothing, but the actual tactile feedback is actually pretty good with good spacing overall. But this butterfly switch keyboard is known to die if a piece of dust or really anything gets underneath the keyboard, so keep in mind of that. Next is the screen. This MacBook Pro has a 13-inch 2560 by 1600 Retina display with very good colors and view angles and with an aspect ratio of 16 by 10. Next is the trackpad, and oh boy, is this thing just amazing. Now, granted, yes, it is kind of weird that a trackpad is almost the exact same size as my hand, but for some reason it just feels really natural, even compared to my 2015 MacBook Pro. Like, the trackpad on the 2017 one just feels a lot more natural for some reason. And I'm not saying that my old trackpad is just weird or not unnatural or anything, but for some reason, the one on the 2017 MacBook Pro is just a lot more natural and nice feeling for some reason. Now for the specs of this laptop. Even though I have the base model of the 2017 13-inch MacBook Pro, the actual specs of this laptop are actually not that bad. We have a dual-core Intel i5 7360U, 8GB of DDR3 RAM, Intel HD 640 graphics, and unfortunately only 128GB of flash storage. Now that covers the specs of this laptop, but what about actual performance? Well, even though it's only a base model, this thing actually does perform pretty well. Even though this MacBook only has 128GB of storage, the read and write speeds on this thing are actually pretty impressive. After running a Cinebench and Geekbench test, I can actually say the Core i5 in this MacBook Pro is actually not that bad even though it's a dual core, but it's still a dual core. It can even handle some gaming, games such as Minecraft, small 2D indie games, and even some lighter titles such as Portal 2 and TF2. And this leads me back to the main question of this video. Is a 2017 MacBook Pro actually worth it in 2019? Well, my answer is going to have to be no on this one. So, why is my answer no on this one? Well, here's the reason why. If you're on a budget for a MacBook, first of all, why? And second of all, this is a very premium laptop. Even this thing used can still cost up to $800 used, and that's just for the base model. And because you're buying it used, you have no idea how the last person treated this laptop. You don't know if they treated it well or they literally just threw it around as a toy. And that leads me into my next point, the keyboard. The keyboard on these laptops are just not really that reliable, and Apple actually knows this, but they're not really willing to change it. And next is the I/O. Yes, Type-C and Thunderbolt 3 are going to be the future, and I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly fine with switching to Type-C and Thunderbolt. But the thing is, almost everything still uses Type-A USB, and most things you're going to need a dongle, and if you don't have one, you're really just screwed. Another thing is that, well, this laptop doesn't even have MagSafe, which can honestly lead to the death of your laptop. And finally, well, the Apple logo doesn't light up. That's honestly the main reason why I don't recommend this laptop. Okay, that last point was really just a joke, but all the points I made earlier are legitimate reasons why this laptop is just not worth it. Now, yes, the laptop actually does perform decently well, but the fact that you're still paying more for really less just does not make this laptop worth it. Now, granted, you can always just make the argument, well, just buy the laptop brand new, it'll probably have a better chance of surviving. But here's the thing. The 2017 MacBook Pro brand new is still a $1,300 laptop. Well, granted, there's always the clearance from Amazon and Best Buy, but straight from Apple, it's still a $1,300 laptop. You might as well just save a bit more money and just get the 2019 MacBook Pro. You get a quad-core CPU, you get a slightly better graphics, not the greatest, but you still get better graphics. You got 256 gigabytes of SSD storage, and you get the touch bar, which is not the greatest, but you get Touch ID, and you get 2 more Thunderbolt 3 ports. Now, granted, yes, not everyone's willing to spend nearly $2,000 on a brand new shiny MacBook. And if you really are on a budget for a MacBook, your best option is probably the 2015 MacBook Pro. I cannot stress this enough. The old 2015 MacBook Pros are so much better than the newer MacBook Pros of today. You get the exact same screen, you get a much better keyboard, you get much more usable I/O, you got MagSafe 2, and of course, you got the Apple Light Up logo. Now, I'm not saying that the 2017 MacBook Pro is a bad laptop, I'm just saying is that it's not really a laptop worth buying. With all the problems that this laptop has in general and the overall performance, the price to performance on this laptop is just not really worth it, and I really would not recommend buying one. I already made my points earlier in why I believe the 2015 MacBook Pro is a much better buy. And, well, in general, I just believe that the 2015 MacBook Pro is just better. But don't let that discourage you. If you really do want one of the newer gen MacBooks, then yes, the 2017 MacBook Pro is a perfect option in getting into the newer gen MacBooks with Thunderbolt and the butterfly switch keyboards and everything. But in my opinion, I just don't believe that the 2017 MacBook Pro is worth it in 2019. So, what'd you guys think of the video? If you guys didn't like it, well then just hit the dislike button and just go watch a better video. If you guys actually did like it, then, well, hit the like button, maybe subscribe, and leave a comment down below. That's up to you. But if you guys really did like it, then I'm kind of glad. And, and for viewers who are expecting this video for, like, a whole month, then I'm kind of sorry, but this time it actually wasn't my fault. My MacBook actually died on me. And, I mean, I finally got it repaired, so yeah, and I kind of had to rush this video out for, like, the last, like, 3 days, and hopefully it turned out decently. Now, before I go, I have to make some kind of update, I suppose. Now, if you guys have been a somewhat long-time viewer, you would probably know that after I upload a video, it usually takes me a few minutes to upload another one, and during that time, a lot of times I just don't even really just even start filming until, like, the last minute, which I should probably stop doing that. And at the last minute, I just rush a video, and hopefully it turns out decently. And because of that, I have trouble feeling not gonna be able to maintain this channel. So because of that, I'm gonna be starting a second channel where I just do dumb stuff, like where I just play dumb video game, I just watch dumb memes, or just I don't know, film behind the scenes, or just make a video about something. I don't know. I'll just make some kind of video, hopefully every other day. And if you guys really do want more content from me, then just go to that channel. And don't worry, I'm still keeping this channel alive. It's just that on the second channel, I will be uploading a lot more stuff. Granted, it won't be as thought out, I suppose, but I'll get more content out then. So if you guys want more content from me, go to the second channel. It's going to be hopefully somewhere here. I don't know. And hopefully it turns out okay. If not, then I'll just quit that channel and just focus on this one full time. So, okay. I'm gonna take this now.